Basically, today we want to introduce to you the program that we have titled the Valuers Experience. What are we going to be doing? Basically, or majorly, we are going to be engaging our senior colleagues in the professions, and then they will be telling us their experiences or experienced over the years. What has been the good, the bad, and the ugly side of the business that they have encountered over the years. Want to know what has kept them going in the course of their practice over the years. So in this regard, my noble colleague.
Today, our guest today is distinguished NIESV Tosin Kadiri, the chairman of Lagos State Branch, Nigeria Institution of Ethics, Surveillance and Valuer. Sir, can we meet you for the purpose of the audience?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome, sir.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Surveillance and Valuer Tosin Kadiri, a fellow of the institution and the chairman, Nigerian Institution of Ethics, Surveillance and Valuer, Lagos State Branch.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. We appreciate your coming, sir, and we are not taking it for granted at all. So the first question we have for you this morning, sir, is that over the years, what has been your biggest challenges, in the course of your practice as an estate surveyor and valuer?
Over the years, thank you so much for the question. Over the years, there's been so many challenges. I mean, we all know in life, you continue to face challenges, and the more you surmount these challenges, the more you grow. But yes, if I have to talk about biggest challenge in the course of the profession, I could say maybe trying to create a structure where you can have a well-trained person to actually take over some of these responsibilities from you. Because as you grow in the profession, it gets to a level you want to be able to diversify and focus more on certain things that requires your expertise and experience. But you look inward, you ask yourself, where is the capable hand for you to be able to hand over to that can take over some of the legacies that you have been able to build over the years for you to be able to diversify and focus on something else. So I can say that has been one of the biggest challenges that one is facing, which I am still facing, and I strongly want to believe it's something that maybe over time we'll be able to overcome it. And the industry and the profession equally has a whole lot of role to play in that aspect, because really we are training a lot of young professionals, but a lot of them are not really seeing beyond the present time. A lot of them are looking for instant gratification, which maybe that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are not patient enough to be able to develop themselves to a point whereby they can begin to fit into a structure whereby the company can say, okay, look, you have brought it to a point where take over this and let me be able to focus on something else.
Thank you so much, sir. Very insightful. I want to know what motivates you. In the course of you practicing, there are some things that will keep you going as a result of being in the practice. I want to know what motivates you to keep going, especially considering the high level of competition within the outside and the profession. We have so many intruders, lawyers are there, the raters, so many, the quacks are there. So what is that drive from the inside that keeps you going despite all these factors?
The first thing that I will say that is keeping me going is passion.
Okay.
Passion and interest. Because really, you cannot continue to strive to excel in something that you are not passionate about. So one of the first things is passion. Yes, my passion for real estate. I come from a family that has always been dealing in real estate. My father was a builder, was a civil engineer. My grandfather was a builder, was a civil engineer. Wow. So I come from a real estate family. So it runs in the blood. So I have the passion for instance that has to do with real estate. So I would say, yeah, that's one of the things that is actually keeping me going. And again, another thing that is keeping me going is the broader vision. You have a broader vision, you want to impact the society, you want to be able to create a legacy whereby you can contribute your own quota to the society towards development of the country. So those are the things that is actually keeping me going. And when you look at Nigeria as a whole, Nigeria abounds with a lot of opportunity. Nigeria is growing by the day. The way Nigeria was 10 years ago was not the way Nigeria was 5 years ago, and it's not the way Nigeria used to be. So you see so many opportunities coming up, and the profession is equally expanding by the day. So the opportunity is there, the vision is there. So that is enough to keep me going as a professional person.
Thank you, sir. That is very inspiring.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that very insightful explanation. All right, sir, in any business, one way or another, some people will say, my father, my brother, my sister, or whatever, said something that has actually been a kind of driving force for me because of practicing or because of my engagement in that particular profession that the person finds himself. So to you now, sir, what has been that advice that someone, maybe your parents, your senior colleagues, or maybe a friend,
Mentor.
you know, or a mentor, yes, has given to you that actually stick to you, and that has been a kind of, you know, force or driving force that is keeping you even up to date?
I will take it from two angles. One from the angle of my father, second from the angle of my mentor, my great mentor. That was to the blessed memory, late Akintunde Warren. From my father, I remember when I newly joined Akintunde Warren & Co. as a young IT student. After being in the organization for a period of about 3-4 months, I looked at the salary I was being paid, and I was offered something like 3, 4, 5 times that money on the island. And eventually, I resigned and moved.
Wow.
And after a week, my father noticed that I was coming back very late in the night, and he engaged me, and I told him what happened. And he sat me down. He said something to me that day that actually changed my whole life.
All right.
He said, at young age, what you should be after should be knowledge, not money. That when you acquire the knowledge, money will follow the knowledge. And since that time, I kept in my left hand. I went back to that same company and ended up spending 22 years there.
Wow.
From being an IT student to becoming a partner in that same organization. That single word, that what you should strive to acquire at a young age is not money, but knowledge. When you acquire the knowledge, money will chase after the knowledge. And that has kept me going. And on the part of my boss, of blessed memory, Akintunde Warren, he told me one thing. He said at one time that as a young man, you should always look at the bigger picture. How you can be able to do so many things at the same time. And he mentioned one word that kept me going. He said, learn to partition your brain.
Learn to
Partition your brain. So that means when you are serving in a particular group, partition your brain and give it 100% when you are there. When you take up another assignment, partition your brain and take it 100%. So at any point in time, you find yourself doing so multitasking, so many things at the same time. Because of that single word, you partition your brain, you find yourself a partition your brain, give 100% concentration, move it, give 100% concentration. So that has kept me going. So that means as a result of that single engagement, I've been able to multitask and do so many things at the same time.
That's solid.
Wow, thank you, sir. I want to talk on career reflection. There are times that people will like, oh, I never choose I will be an assistant. In your own case, were you as in when you got your admission, did you fill in essays of your estate management, or you were just there by mistake or something?
Thank you for the beautiful question. When I was filling my JAMB form to gain admission into higher institution, the only thing that was in my head was building civil engineering, because I said my father was a builder.
Exactly.
My father was a builder, so I had passion for building real estate. So because of that, all that was on my head was just to become a builder. But unfortunately, by the time I got admitted into school, I got to my department. The department was filled up. Yeah, because I got the admission late. By the time I got to the department, the department was filled up. And HOD said, yeah, with the kind of score that you have, I don't think I want to lose you